Okay, so yeah, super quiet in here since there's a ton of eyes on me right now, and yeah, Klingons, creepers, whatever you want to call them, that attach themselves to you. Yeah, my throat's just started going now. Someone's got their hand on my throat. So I mean, this is serious. Like, yeah. I've absolutely had enough of this. I've gone to a higher level in the sense that these people are in complete violation. Nobody has any right to parasite off another person. And that's exactly what this is. For 5 years now, I've had this bitch, Sarah, whoever it is, attached to my conscious, prompting me to do things, prompting me to say things, trying to affect my conscious, as if I'm some sort of idiot that can't like hear in the fucking background and don't remember the night that it happened, which is directly after the night that, or the day that Nigel Lovegrove attempted to kill me at the front of my house, and nobody did a fucking thing. I mean, some innocent bystanders did because they called the police and the police arrived, but a woman come out of her house and sort of yelled something and went back in. Nobody does a thing when this happens. Like, what planet is this? Like, where are we living? I don't understand, because I would just never comprehend the fact that people let this happen to mums and babies. And yeah, I can't even believe, like, anyone would assume that someone would sit here and talk about all this crap for no apparent reason, right? And this is so blatantly obvious now. It's absolutely blatantly obvious, and it must be to everybody. So there's a lot of other stuff going on too, and I'm not, all this crazy stuff that I have written down and catalogued that is going on could possibly be some bullshit narrative that they want to get me to believe so that I can spout that out and then be carried off to mental health again, all right? On the other side of things, if it is real, pretty freaking scary stuff, really scary stuff, okay? And these people have serious psychopathy. So, I'm in two minds of that, because anything is up for grabs at this point. Anything is. I mean, I would have never, ever believed that this was ever possible, that somebody could actually do that to somebody. And I'm telling you, I have screamed at the top of my lungs with my, like, higher aspect, screaming through my body for these people to remove themselves from my energy immediately. And nothing is done about it. So someone is trying to contain me from doing that, and somebody has allowed this to happen. Somebody in a position of power has allowed this to happen. And a total disgrace that this could happen to a mum and a baby, let alone anybody. Anybody. Absolutely anybody. A father, a child. Children are just not up for grabs, okay? That is gloves off stuff. Once you start touching kids, there's a problem. There's a real problem. Especially when you start messing with their heads. I'm sorry, it is the worst violation. Violating their bodies is one thing, violating their minds, next level. Absolutely next level. Yeah, there's someone like literally breathing down my neck right now. People who don't believe this kind of stuff happens, I have the utmost love for you. I really do, for everybody. That's why I'm sitting here and saying this, because I'm not an isolated incident. Not at all. This has happened to many people. I'm just going to pause for a second. So, I have no idea who attached Paul to me, who is the person responsible for molesting my son, and was then protected, okay, by this skank that was running around the streets, some skank prostitute, total feral, absolute feral. I met her once and disgrace of a mother, absolute disgrace of a mother. Her child walked around in a filthy nappy all day. Like, this is the kind of mother, okay? Her father is connected, possibly running this pedophile ring / prostitution ring. I really don't give a shit either way if they're the ones listening to this, because I know nobody's watching my videos, and I've thrown down. The reason I'm still alive after 9 years is because I've kicked their asses all over. In fact, I've scared the shit out of these people because I know who I am. I know how powerful I am. Not one person on this planet is more powerful than me, and it's the same goes for everybody. There is this illusion that they have power over you. You know why? Because they've got numbers, because they've got tons and tons of yes men and supporters and people who can remote, do this kind of stuff remotely, torture people. They got nothing on their own, nothing. They wouldn't even get in the ring with me on their own. And you know what? They will continue this remote fucking dog act in the shadows torture for as long as they have to, until eventually what they want to do, and I have witnessed them saying this, they want to, and I quote, debilitate me. So what that means is I'm not going to be able to think correctly, and when I do eventually pass over, I'm going to be up for grabs because I'm not going to be consciously aware. That's never going to happen. I've survived 5 years now of this psychological torture because I am so strong, and anyone out there who knows who they are and is not giving their power away to anybody else, I don't mean that in a conceited way. I mean it in a loving way. You deserve to be protected. Everybody deserves to be protected. So why the hell should you give your power to somebody else and diminish yourself, as a creator of anything? These parasites are siphoning everything out of me. Everything. They're siphoning my sexual energy. They're siphoning my creative energy. And not just that, it is blatantly obvious. And you know what? They think they can get away with this. The proof is out there of what they've done. They've started businesses on my ideas. As soon as I started quantum channeling, well, I don't even know what else to call it, but I've tapped into something way higher, okay? A well of love that is immense, goes way beyond this planet. And the minute that happened, they began selling off my ideas. Now, I'm not just talking about stupid ideas that someone comes up with. I'm talking about, I don't even know where to go with this. I really don't. But I do have a lot of knowledge coming through of even system structures and, planetary structures and things like that. Things that I could never comprehend before any of this happened, okay? And they want to sit there and tell you that somebody who is passive and thinks everything is fucking unicorns shitting rainbows, that is where, somebody, that's what it should look like. It doesn't look like that, I'm sorry. To have this kind of access is depth, extreme depth in both directions. And that doesn't mean that you are negative. It means that you embrace all that is. Okay? You have love for all that is. But you must defend yourself because you must understand what value you have. And if that value can't continue on, what's going to happen then? So, do not buy into this passive narrative at all. And it's not aggressive. They're going to say, oh, well, you're aggressive. Because that's the opposite of passive. That's not at all. Not it at all. It's action. All right? It's commitment. It's devotion. It's protection. That is love. Looking away from a mum being tortured and a child being tortured, I'm sorry, but that's aggressive. That is downright fucking aggressive. And when I say the proof is out there, everything that's done is done and is seen and is catalogued in some way, all right? It can't be erased. And for an example, with I was going to say IT, computer stuff, which I'm not, that savvy with. Anyone who works in those kind of industries will tell you the same thing. Nothing is ever erased. Nothing. It's all up for grabs, and it can always be found. It's exactly the same with action. Intention. More action, sorry. See, they're grabbing my throat again. So, a conscious attachment is extremely powerful because it can pull you, and you need to be incredibly strong to fight that. Because obviously it's not just somebody talking to you and you going, oh, fuck off kind of thing. This is being pulled, because it's your consciousness. It's what animates you. And this goes very high up. Somebody has allowed this to happen. Somebody has fucking allowed this to happen. And they might tell you that I've given consent for this. Well, I downright haven't. I haven't. And they could not debate me on anything. Because we do this banter all day while they're chatting gibberish to me all day. We banter back and forth, and I've thrown them down constantly. And that's when it started, gathering a bit of momentum. And they started, it started sparking their interest. I'm not going to lie, especially when I come up with ideas and creations and, wow, did it really take off? So, I apparently don't look the way that they want me to look, which is completely ironic considering before this all happened, I was, okay, I'm going to have to stop there really now. This is a touchy point for them, right? This is a really touchy point because they've destroyed me physically. Absolutely true. Well, no one can destroy anybody. Let me scrap that. And do not make any mistake. I would never want to be in someone else's skin, ever. I am extremely happy with who I am and how I look, actually. But they've done severe damage to me physically. And that happened as soon as Nigel came into my life. He did some sort of procedure, I'll say, astral procedure. He was guided through it, went over my entire body. Straight after that, strings were being pulled in my neck. And I will post photos of what's happened to my neck. And I distinctly heard somebody come over and talking about my neck and, how good my neck looked. And yeah, before you knew it, he was like messing with my neck, my stomach and everything. So it is what it is. I'm really not going to tread on eggshells because there is no jealousy involved in any of this at all. I feel so sorry for any other woman, any other man or child, someone's daughter, you know what I mean? For this to happen to anyone is absolutely disgusting. And there have been women involved in this. I'm not even going to call them that. These are things with wounds and a disgrace that you were gifted something like that. And then you've treated someone like me this way. Oh, many people. I'm not just the only one. And I am representing for Leanne because, I've been in her skin my whole life. But I do understand that I'm way higher than that. And I have that zoomed out perspective now where I'm really concerned, really fucking concerned. Because if they do get away with this, where does it go? And they've even come in and, okay, I've had an experience where, because these possibly are Satanists, right? I've had a whole room of Satanists walk in while I've been laying in bed. And being who I am, I throw down. I've had them all on their knees, on their fucking knees, all right? So do not think for a second that you are small at all. If there's anyone out there with a soul, don't think for a fucking second that you are tiny and small, because this is the reason we are held down. This is the goddamn reason we are held down, is because they are fearful of us. And I don't mean that in an aggressive way either. See, you always have to cover your tracks because everything is twisted and manipulated. I have a lot of psychoanalytical research that I've done through this. Of course, what else are you going to do while you're fighting this? And unfortunately, Paul who was connected to me, is basically using all that and twisting and manipulating it. So I do feel that this person's become extremely savvy and way more intelligent now because of this attachment. So extremely dangerous. But yeah, to make matters worse, what was it, 2 years after that, as soon as Nigel left, after nearly killing me, and he would have, if something hadn't held him back, as soon as that happened and he left, it was tasered and dragged off by police, as soon as that happened, Sarah was connected to me, whoever this bitch is that calls herself Sarah, and do not expect any politeness from me. You have tortured me for 5 years. You have tortured the fuck out of me for 5 years. Physically, mentally, socially, everything. Destroyed everything. Absolutely everything. And I will be collecting. Yes, I will be, because that's what's rightly supposed to happen. And every day, I call back all that energy to myself that's been taken from me, because I want to do the right thing with it. Okay, they're grabbing my neck again. Oh, yeah, tell everyone how greedy she is. You know what? I've never asked anybody for nothing. I don't want anything. I'm pretty sure I'm soon going to be homeless, and I still don't want any fucking help with that either. So don't get this twisted. I don't want anything. In fact, if I were offered something by any of these people, I would burn it. Absolutely burn it. So, yeah, I'm fired up. Of course I'm fired up. And you know what? I'm not going to make myself small for anybody anymore. I'm an incredibly intelligent person. Anybody who has, been around me in the past knows that for a fact. So, when it comes to this kind of thing, and you're at a level 10, do you know what I mean? Like, your physical body's being extremely tortured. They're waiting to snatch up the rest of you, which is not up for grabs at all. What's happened to your child? You're basically at a level 10, okay? So do not expect politeness. I'm not saying to any viewers who are watching, I'm just saying, not that anyone's watching, I'm saying to them, they know, don't expect any fucking politeness from me. You don't even want to see how I've been throwing down to them, like in the astral. You do not want to see that, and I wouldn't want anyone to see that, because that's the level it's at now. People have every right to protect themselves against attack. I am not an aggressor. I don't advance towards people. I would never take from anybody. That is disgraceful. And even the negative darkness. Okay, which is often, sometimes dressed in white, okay? So, yeah. Even that, I do believe, I've never attacked or advanced in that direction until I became aware of what existed and had these severe attacks coming at me. And I'm talking severe. Today, they've been focused on my teeth. Really, and I hear the call, like, go hard on her teeth. It's working, because I'm in extreme pain in my mouth right now. Yeah, I did mention before that I was smoking weed and then I stopped. And do not get that confused either, because, I'm not what you think I am. I spend my days doing stuff around the house and listening to music, and I'm trying to fight off this, doing some channeling, spiritual work. At night, maybe I'll sit for half an hour and watch cartoons before bed. So I'm not even following anybody or watching anybody's information anymore. And even when I was, it was just a little bit of spiritual stuff here and there. Only the people that I felt that were giving the right information out, okay? Now I'm not at all. I don't know who to trust, because at a higher level, someone's allowed this to happen. Somebody in power is allowing this to happen, because I've fully stepped up and I've been asking these serious questions and demanding answers. And this is continuing to happen. And I can't think of anything more reprehensible than already a trafficking situation, and somebody taking advantage of that. All right. Like, I don't even know what's worse. I really don't at this point. Somebody jumping in, taking advantage of women and children and families. I mean, I can't even. Like, I can't even. Some of these people that are being pushed forth, leveled up, is what they say. And that's what they said when they attached this Sarah to me, is they wanted to level somebody up. The exact quote was, I think I've already gone through this. I've got it written down, but yeah, when I started receiving information, and Paul was witness to this the whole time. So him being a psychic spy, yeah, I know how insane this sounds. Trust me, I had no idea. Right? I don't know how many times I have to say this. This was all unknown stuff to me. Yeah, Paul has been privy to all of these activations that I've had. I've had some pretty full-on stuff happening where they've all been just like wowed and floored, and they'll be like, we can't let anyone know this. So yeah, that night, soon as Nige was removed by police, I have this experience, and when I say experience, someone's right there, like in your purview. Do you know what I mean? Like right in your face. You're hearing them. You're even distinguishing the voices. So whether that's in another, like in astrally, portals, I don't know. All of this stuff is legit, right? Absolutely legit. I wouldn't have believed it unless I saw it. I'm one of the most biggest skeptics, and I have to have a lot of information and confirmation before I'll even say something. So yeah, during this experience, all of a sudden there were 3 people viewing me, and this guy says, Paul wants to level someone up with this girl's information. And then somebody else asks, who's the girl's gatekeeper? And someone says, well, Archangel Metatron is. The girl thinks Archangel Metatron is. I didn't at the time. I had just watched some video and had a bit of a experience. There is no way I thought I had a gatekeeper. All right. So straight away, that's fabricated and done on false pretense. Then he says, okay, let's go with that. Next thing I know, I'm out. Right? And this, man, I've got to keep my language at a minimum because, I have no idea of the piece of shit that this girl is. Absolutely no idea. I can't even say some of the stuff that she has tried to get me to think about when it relates to children. And, sick. This person is absolutely a psychopath. So I don't know how she's representing out there, if she's representing out there, or if this is just something, she's not on the scene at all, and she's just doing this. But this person is psychotic and is a pedophile, yes. I will definitely confirm that. The visions she's been flashing me and laughing and trying to get me to focus on are absolutely disgusting, all right? So these people had no idea. I was the wrong one, right? They had no idea how actually intelligent I was and how I've been doing a lot of this work even when I was younger, already. In some ways you're already preparing for that. When you look back on your life, you know how pieces of the puzzle seem to fit and you're like, oh my God, yeah, that matches, now I don't even know I was doing this my whole life. So yeah, some of these people, I believe, are trying to infiltrate the spiritual community. And man, did shit go off when they saw me watching certain people. And I'm going to say magic, people who, what's the right word to use? I actually don't even know if there's a right word to use. Anything that encompasses that spiritual realm, like manifestation, remote viewing, conscious creation and manipulation, those kind of realms, delving around in those kind of things. As soon as they saw some of the things that I was watching and some of the people that I was following and what I was learning, immediately they started getting fearful, and they literally went off and trained to do this. They needed to amp things up to battle me. And the only reason that they're able to kill me like this is because they've made millions off of us, which is absolutely sickening. If I were looking on at someone's wife or someone's mother and child at this happening to them, absolutely disgusting. Like, I would be so fucking disgusted, and I would have their back. Oh my God, I can't even say that. Yeah, here we go. Just want to clear things up, but I've never asked for help. Do not want help, all right? That's not what this is about at all. I have to pause it. Okay. And I do not care how young these people are, all right? Because I'm assuming some of these are in their 20s and 30s, and they're using that as a narrative that, oh, I should be the one that's targeted because I'm older. Older and wiser, yeah. Use my heart and mind coherence, yeah. And not regressive like these people. And, this is all going to come out either way. Like I've told them, once I'm dead and buried, this is going to come out because that's the way things work. And they've left way too much of a mess all over the place for this to be hidden. And this is disgusting. I'm not going to be polite anymore. You need to be extinguished. You are parasites. You've been parasiting off me, and I don't even know how many other people, because I've been disconnected, all right, from all humanity, basically. Can't walk down the street without people wanting to spit on me and have. So that's how I've been disconnected. And these were their first, on the top of their list, the first things they needed to do to push this forward was, and I quote, make sure she has zero support. Because then, target's wide open. The next thing was financially cripple her. So she can't go anywhere. They need a ton of yes men, I like to call them, which are kind of padding and backup for them. So initially, my mind kind of went to, during this, I'm just going to relay how it plays out. My mind started thinking, and he's watching the whole time, I'm thinking, yeah, there's no one to advocate for me. Like, I can't come out and say some things, but if someone else were to come out and say it on my behalf, do you know how different that kind of energy is when you have a few people speaking for you on your behalf? And Paul immediately relayed that to them and said, we need people coming out to speak up for Sarah so that everyone believes this. So I call them yes men, and all they do is talk up these people as a kind of padding and what to call it, like to elevate them, right? And then they've got someone who is fake defending me, which is absolute bullshit. All these people are torturing me, all of them. So they all wanted to be famous and rich. Like, that's where they're at. That's who they are. And they started this kind of fake competition. Now, I am in no competition with anybody. I do not compete with anybody. I compete with myself every day. Would never compete with anybody. I find that actually disgusting, that energy, to compete with somebody else, to compare yourself to somebody else. I've never understood that at all. Stand in your own power. Stand on your own too. This is disgusting. And, the stupid narratives that they've been running. Once again, I would love for all this to be rubbish. I would absolutely love it, because if this was all rubbish, then, it would be so much better than the pain and torture. But it's not. And, I've heard multiple times, this girl cannot be allowed to deliver this message. Sarah's the one that's going to do that. Now, I am so sorry for anyone out there who is like activating or trying to create something when this is happening, when there are parasites around that will have backing and support, whether that's through, I don't know, I can't think of any other reason anyone would support these people unless they were being paid. And I know these people have made millions of dollars off child abuse. Off of child abuse. Not just of my son. And I will get to certain houses at Northfield. There was a house in particular at Northfield. And once again, didn't even pick up on this until a lot of investigation later, and tapping into my unconscious of things that I saw that just kind of like push, you push to the back, you keep moving forward, and then later on, you pluck that out and go, oh, okay, yeah, this kind of correlates, and disgusting. I'm going to post a picture of this house that I definitely believe that there was something going on. So I might end this now because it's already 31 minutes, and yeah, I'll get to some of these houses, I think.